So you guys been wanting me to change the theme song sound quality, but I'm gonna keep the same song. So here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Just how she plays them, and she does that. She does it with a cat. Does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. Hopefully that fixed the audio. Crazy Cat does not own any of these pictures or books or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational purposes, so the people who watch them learn a little bit something when they do it. Hopefully that fixed the audio. Like I only did all those years ago. No, I don't want to do this. I'm scared of this thing. Please move it. Alright, Harry, everyone, Martha here. So I got done watching Scream. And this movie, I think this one's probably like one of the worst ones out there, since it kind of does things that that still don't exist. So there is kind of a thing nowadays that kind of does this AI, but AI did not exist back 25 years ago. That's how old this movie is. And like a voice changer, I think the closest thing we have now is like AI. So to that, and there's also introduces all those ghost dreams that Sydney has, and the fact that she has a half brother and Randy has a sister that Randy never mentions, and the fact that they make the idea that Stu and Billy were told by somebody else to kill Sydney's mom. They did not come up with the idea on their own. So those are the couple things I don't like about this movie, and it does make the points go down. And but since I watched all of them, I reviewed them all of them except for this one and the fourth one. The fourth one I'll do next year for Halloween. I decided, to watch this one again, so I can review it. And every time I watch this, I forget that Patrick Warburton's in it. So yeah, it's one of the guys it's one of the characters that die. How dare you? How dare you kill Patrick Warburton? How is he supposed to pull that lever and Bruce New Groove? Right here.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever!
Huh?
Why do we even have that lever?
So, in this movie, Cotton is driving back to see his girlfriend, and he gets a call from his girlfriend. Well, at least he thinks it's his girlfriend because it sounds just like her. Nope, it's the killer, and using a voice changer instead of no hint like asking anybody what's your favorite scary movie. Like none of that. Like only one that does that is Sydney. And we watch Cotton. I think Cotton and his girlfriend Cotton gets killed because the killer asks him, "Where is Sydney?" Because Sydney decided to hide out after the last two movies and secure a place, and this crisis calls under a different name, and only like I guess Cotton, Gail, Stewie, and her dad know where she's at, and they're making the third stab movie with a lot of the characters are all are supposed to be people who play the other characters. And after that, the second one is supposed to die the first one is supposed to die in the movie, and the one who's directing it by Roland, who we find out later is the killer of this movie. And I think they were gonna have have like two killers in this movie. Like either somebody found out about the script, or they didn't like, or around this time they started having a lot of those school killings, so they were told not to. They were told only have like one killer, one of the two. So because you know how they usually have two killers in these movies. This is the only one that only has one. Did you notice? And after they kill a lot. Sydney gets called at her house eventually by the killer, and so she has to leave, even though she just does it to stay safe. But they find out her phone number, so they're gonna eventually find out where she is. Just she ends up leaving and going to help them beat the killer, and then they end up having one of the other people in the movie die by them reading a script that's being rewritten, and the next person will get killed by lying in gas. And Randy sisters Martha, which really weird that she has the same name as me, tells them that gets a tape from Randy that he made about trilogies, and tell them how to survive it, like, and tells them like beware the past will like come back to bite you in the butt, and the rules are same, and even people who've been in the movie The One Hard Time can die, including Sydney, Dewey, and Gail. You know, those three have survived all of them this time. After they watch that video, we don't really see Randy ever again. We're still about to deal with a bunch of them. We're supposed to be the new replacements of him. And then we see the other characters in the movie get killed. Randy, we see Stewie, Gail's, Sydney's, and whoever Tyrese is supposed to play. They don't really say, because they're like in Miller's house, the one who directed Sydney's mom's movies. Or before she died, or for Sydney's mom dies, and then we find, then we get a note like says that I killed her, but I guess he just basically like taking credit since he told them to kill her. So I guess since that counts as it. I just don't like that idea at all, because it makes Billy and Stu not look. It makes Billy not look very smart. Stu was just mostly in it for peer pressure. So yeah, because Billy should know that, already knew that he did not, that his dad slept with somebody else. And then eventually Sydney gets tricked, and so does Stewie, and Gail gets tricked by that voice thing to go to the house, and Billy and Stewie and Gail get tied up. Sydney gets told to look, because use a metal detector to get rid of the gun that she brought, even though she brought one in her shoe. And they both go, both the killer, who we now find out is Roland, this is Sydney's half brother, and the beans get spilt about what happened, and as usual, Sydney survives, and so does Dewey, and Gail, and I think the one who comes her new husband. That's where she's able to have her own life in the later movies, I think so. The detective guy. And the movie ends after they killed Roland. After he apparently has superpowers according to Randy, because I just think because he has a bullet's vest, that's why he's able to survive all that. That's why you go for the head. Always go for the head. So, yeah, like I said, this movie does have a lot of weak points in it. Like for what I said earlier. So I'm probably gonna give it like a 5 out of 10. So I'll see you guys later. Like 90 if you guys are not subscribed to me or to YouTube. I'll see you guys later. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So bye bye. And tell me what's your favorite scary movie.